For more than 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter in our community. From our studios in St. Clair, you're watching Focus with Paul Dingeman.
Welcome to another edition of the Focus program. Paul Dingeman here. Nice to have you along. We're coming along the middle part of May. We got graduations going to be put on hold for some of the students in Marine City and St. Clair High School. They're going to get diplomas, but how they get them is going to be the question of the day. We've got Bob Currier coming along later in today's program to talk about the offshore race, which is being canceled. But let's begin with a friend by the name of Deb Johnson. Deb, welcome to the Focus program via Zoom.
Thank you, Paul.
Nice to see you.
It's good to see you too, even if it is just through my computer screen.
May is Mental Health Month. What appropriate kind of a celebration for this month, what we're going through with COVID-19.
That's true, Paul, and I just wrote an opinion thing that'll go in the paper, but it's talking about that because May is Mental Health Month. It's been designated that for 72 years now, and it's mental health, and the focus on mental health is as important now, or maybe more so than ever, because the situation that we're currently in is causing so much stress and anxiety for so many people, people who never thought they had mental health problems. And for people with mental health issues, it can certainly exacerbate them. Well, first of all, I know you've heard me spout this statistic off before on your show, that 1 in 5 Americans experience a mental health condition in any given year. That was before COVID pandemic. And now the Kaiser Family Foundation did a survey, and almost half of the people, 45% of the people, said that they felt that their mental health has been significantly negatively impacted by this, by things like stress, anxiety, depression, fear, those kinds of things. So this is definitely going to be taking its toll on people. It already has been taking its toll on people. And some of the effects of the trauma associated with this might not show up, for months to come. One of the things to address that, Mike McCartan, a well-known name, and Amy Smith, another well-known name of ours, they've been working on, they actually revised the curriculum for, it's called Critical Incident Stress Management Program. That's the program they do when there's been like a horrible car accident, a fire, any kind of a suicide, drowning, different things like that. It's an intervention for the first responders to deal with that trauma, because those events that I described, those are all traumatic events. And so is this COVID-19, but it's a little more, it's a slower, gradual buildup of trauma, I think. And it's going to be more traumatic for some, obviously, because of the roles that people have to play right now than others, but it can be traumatic nonetheless. So that we're rolling that out first with like the first responders, healthcare professionals, mental health professionals, people on the front lines, people who are dealing with a lot of the immediate effects of the situation, the death, the dying, and the extreme mental health issues that are going on. So that's going to be rolling out soon. And just, I guess, it's important. Let me tell you the theme for this year, and we picked this theme before this COVID-19. It's hope, healing, and recovery. And we think that theme is even more relevant now more than ever, because we have to all hold on to the hope that this situation is going to end at some point. I think it's going to be a pretty long time, but there will be an end to it at some point. There's going to be a vaccine eventually, or a cure. And that's what we have to hold our hope for that to occur. And then there will be a lot of healing and recovery that has to continue to occur. So that's our theme for this year. And we have our annual poster contest, and it's a bummer, because normally in May we do a lot of fun things to celebrate May as Mental Health Month. Those have all been either canceled and or postponed. Our annual report will be coming out. I thought it was coming out the 17th, but I believe it'll be out May 25th, if that's a Sunday. And but you'll see our theme, you'll see our poster winner, and this year's winner is from St. Clair High School. Her name is Gabrielle Furtaw.
Oh, wonderful.
Best in Show, and it's a beautiful picture. You'll see that. And then actually our writing contest winner, same theme, is Kaylin Hutton from St. Clair Middle School.
Oh my God.
Yeah, St. Clair kind of capitalized on the
Yeah, you
top
did.
awards.
We did a great job down here.
Yeah, but we also have winners in the art contest from Marysville High School, Yale High School, Marine City, and then for the middle school writing, Central Middle School in Port Huron, Marysville, Marine City. Those are the schools that submitted for that. We had less entries this year than usual because school was closed.
Yeah.
Normally the kids are working on their projects in school and things like that, and then the teachers submit them. We did have some awesome teachers that still rounded up the projects and dropped them off at Community Mental Health. So that was great.
Yeah, that's always been a really good contest for you, and we've always had a fun featuring the winners. And fortunately, the St. Clair East China schools have done pretty well over the years.
They have really done well, and so I think people will really like the artwork is beautiful, and it definitely represents hope, healing, and recovery to me. I think it will, and to the other people that voted on it. So it's really good. So again, I guess the importance of this month is to continue to build recognition about the importance of mental health to your overall physical health. We've been, we've had an extra emphasis on integrated healthcare for the last more than 12 years. And I don't know if you saw it in the paper, but we just got another continuation of our CCBHC funding, which is Certified Community Behavioral Health Center grant that we had. That was the biggest award we've ever gotten. It was $2 million a year for 2 years, starting in 2018. We just got the continuation approval for 2 more years, so $2 million more a year for 2 years.
Wonderful,
so,
wonderful.
Yeah.
I read the other day that the Senate has approved $524 million for COVID relief. Are your department going to get portion of that too? Is there more money coming from Lansing?
We did get a little bit of money already from the state to our general fund budget. So the majority of our budget is Medicaid, but we did get an increase in our general fund. And then we just got another payment. I'm not still exactly sure, but our CFO was finding out what that extra money in the bank was from, but it was from the state. So, and those things have all been designated to assist with the efforts for COVID-19. And the thing that is really, I guess, a little more costly has been the technology associated with it, because we had to deploy, a couple hundred staff to work remotely. And we did it in a few days, but initially a lot of them just had iPads, and it's really hard to do your paperwork on an iPad.
Right.
You can do Zoom like this, that's easy enough, but to actually do your documentation and stuff that is still required. So we've actually just started getting laptops. We ordered them right when this COVID thing started at March 12th, 13th, whatever it was. And we just got a shipment in earlier, and we're another 25, and we're starting to get some more in. So we're making sure all of our staff have the right equipment. That costs money, obviously. So some of that funding from the state is helping us with that.
Yeah, because you might get the laptop, but then you need the connection that is a viable connection in your residence. If you're in a rural area, it could be difficult. So there's going to be lots of changes, like there was in 9/11. There's going to be continual stuff that's going to be with us for a long, long time. Laptops,
yeah, the
Zooming.
whole PPE situation, wearing masks and things like that. We're in the process of actually making a video for the people that we provide services to. It was actually the idea of a woman with mental illness that we serve, because, oftentimes people with mental illness feel kind of pushed aside or pushed away or shut out. And some of the rules related to this, you have to put, social distance, wear your mask, don't get close to me, those kinds of things. So she's actually working with us to make a video for the people that we provide services to help them understand the new rules. And me wanting you to stay 6 feet away is not because I don't like you. It's because I want you to be safe and I want to stay safe. So that kind of explanation will go into the video.
Yep.
And then even just wearing masks. I mean, we had somebody come in the other day and say, yeah, I can't wear it, I'm claustrophobic.
Oh.
And we're like, we said, then you need to wait outside because they were waiting for the prescription. And we said, then you need to wait outside and we'll bring it out to you. And then they were able to put it back on while they were waiting. But there's just all those kinds of things. And we know that some people, for some strange reason, don't think it's necessary at all. I'm not sure what those people are thinking, like the Michiganders against the quarantine and stuff like that. So
Well,
I don't know.
it's a lot of people are scared. It's something new. It's change. We many times have difficulty accepting that, and this is such on such a large scale. Everywhere we go, everything we do, that there's going to be changes.
There is going to be changes, and I think the biggest thing is that we're going to have to learn how to live differently, because I don't think it's going to go away anytime soon.
Right.
They've already telling us the estimates for the vaccine and things like that. It's quite a ways out. So we're going to have to learn to live with the situation the best that we can, to stay as safe as we can. So I think that's going to be the key. And I didn't know if you wanted me to give any of the tips again about, some of the best things.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Some of the best things that you can do for yourself are concentrate on the things that you can control, like washing your hands. That's one of the most important. People wear gloves and think that they're protected. The gloves are dirty. They get dirty, then they keep touching things, and then they might take them off and touch those same things they touch with the dirty gloves. It's almost better, even our nurses say, it's almost better to not wear the gloves, but wash your hands all the time. Use the antibacterial stuff when you can't get to proper hand washing. Social distancing. Don't focus on the things you can't control. Take breaks from watching or reading or listening to the news about the numbers of cases and what's going on and those kinds of things. When you do seek information, get it from a reliable source. We know that the CDC is reliable. Michigan Department of Health and Human Services is reliable. St. Clair County Health Department is reliable. The sites, the information, they're issuing a daily press release. And always avoid imagining the worst. You can't control the outcome, and worrying about it and thinking the worst is going to happen is not going to do anything for your mental health. Avoid isolating. You don't have to stay completely by yourself. You can go outside. Maybe not today, it's been so rainy, but you could go out with an umbrella. But, get outside, get some fresh air, take a walk with a friend, just stay 6 feet apart. You don't have to wear your mask outside, but you do need to keep the social distancing. So, take care of your physical health. I think I said that.
Yep.
Stay connected with others by phone, text, email, different things like that. And then if you're still feeling anxious, isolated, depressed, whatever, you can call our COVID support line at 985-8900 and just say you'd like to speak with the support line.
Okay.
And you'll get connected with a master's level clinician.
Well, May is Mental Health Month, but little did you know that it would be such a big month. So,
Right. And actually, I guess the other thing I should mention is obviously normally in this month we have our annual recognition event. I think I mentioned last time that we weren't having it this month, so we're not having it. We tentatively have a date in August, but I don't know if that's going to be possible either, because I'm not sure this is going to be resolved by then.
Right.
But we do have some billboards around town featuring all of our winners, like our Staff of the Year, Barb Sudamere, Team of the Year, Leslie Brown, Dave Burnham, Community Service Award recipient Mike McCartan. The Media Award winner is Jackie Smith of the Times Herald, and then McLaren Port Huron won our organization award. So we have two billboards. We're featuring them on Facebook. I mention them every time people let me on your show or any of the other things that I do. So that's going to happen. And then our run, which would have been this past weekend, beautiful sunny day, of course. It was a little cold, but it was sunny on Saturday. But anyways, that's postponed until October 3rd. So there's information on our Facebook about that. And that'll happen no matter what the situation is then, because we'll do it virtually. As part of the Blue Water Run series, remember, Artful Dodger is the next run in that series in St. Clair. And that is already, it's designated as a virtual run, but you still get some cool stuff if you sign up. And if you do Leprechaun Loop and then all the next 5, you're going to get a cool jacket.
Okay, you'll need it in the end in the fall. So make sure you get all of those runs. Deb, always a pleasure. Thanks for all your important information, and just all we can tell, both you and I, is tell people to be calm and take it day by day.
That's right. Thanks, Paul.
Okay, talk to you soon.
All right.
Deb Johnson, Executive Director of the St. Clair County Community Mental Health. Bob Currier from the Offshore Group will be with us in just a second. Well, it's almost time for racing, but then something happened in the world that made it impossible for this year in St. Clair, that last weekend in July and the first week in August. Joining us now, Mr. Bob Currier, race control from the Blue Water Offshore Racing Association. Bob, what's going on?
Good afternoon, Paul. Well, as you mentioned, we're in a new normal now, and a lot of things got taken out of our control and out of our hands, not only with the offshore race, but the way we live our lives day in and day out.
That's right, absolutely. But I was expecting a really huge race this year. I understand the first two races had already been canceled, so it looked like our race here, your race, was going to be extra big this year.
It really could have been, and as things unfolded, just a couple of days before we made the announcement that we were going to postpone until next year, had we been able to stay on the calendar, Paul, we would have been the first race of the series.
Wow. That would have been and you would have had probably close to 100 boats, probably?
Well, this year, I don't know that we would have had that type of a boat count. One of the challenges that all of the race sites in the APBA series will have is the Class 1 USA, the largest boats like Miss Geico, Team 222 from the United Kingdom, the two boats from Dubai, the Victory teams. Because of international travel restrictions, the crew can't get over here to the States to race and participate.
Okay.
So
I hadn't even thought of that. That's part of
so a lot of those teams would not potentially have been here. Some of the other teams are having challenges with sponsorships because they're sponsored by businesses, large and small, within their home communities, and they're dealing with the same types of economic issues that we are here in Michigan, waiting to reopen.
A young man by the name of Ed Smith here in St. Clair with the marina, the marina in the back. He has a new boat, doesn't he? And wasn't he going to try it out this year?
Well, he does have a new boat. It's actually the Instigator, and it's Knucklehead Racing is the name of the team that operates that boat. And he was really looking forward to being able to show that boat off to everyone in St. Clair. And now it looks like the boat's going to have to wait until potentially late August before it can race this year.
Talk to me about the Blue Water Racing Association, Offshore Racing Association. This would have been number 37 for the race?
Would have been number 26.
26. I'm ahead of myself.
The folks in Sarasota would have had their 37th race this year. But our organization was founded in 1994. And the first race had 14 boats. And a lot of those guys were dragged kicking and screaming from a race in Bay City the day before. They came down and helped put on the initial show. There were two races that day, and last year was our 25th anniversary, and we had our second largest boat count in our history.
Well, it's been a real volunteer organization for a long, long time, and I know you're extremely disappointed that there's not going to be anything happening this year, but the organization is still there. The organization is still strong, isn't it?
We are, and we rely a huge amount on our core of volunteers, and on race day, we generally have between 200 and 250 volunteers that have helped us put the event on that weekend, and we could not do it without them.
And that includes the Coast Guard, the St. Clair County Sheriff, Marine Division, policemen and firemen on shore, just a myriad of people.
It does. And we are the only international event in the racing circuit now A few years ago, when Port Huron was still having a race, we shared that title of being the only international race courses in offshore racing. But that adds another layer of organization, planning, management to the event, and it brings in all of our partners from Canada as well to help us manage the race.
Well, we thought it was important for you to come on today and give us an update on what was happening. I know lots of people are disappointed. They had family reunions and family parties that would revolve around the weekend, the offshore weekend. So a lot of disappointment, but a lot of plans for the future.
A lot of plans for the future. And one thing I'd like to add, Paul, you asked about Blue Water and the fact that we've got local roots. I'm sure you and the viewers are aware of the grassroots movement that has started to support Sheila LaCroix from
Yep.
the Riverside and Drifters.
Yep.
And one of the things that Blue Water Offshore does is we love to give back to the community that supports us so much. And we are going to be delivering a check to Chris Paul and Mitch Kufa in the amount of $500 to help
Wonderful.
Sheila out.
Oh, wonderful. That's wonderful. We had both of them on the show last week talking about what they're trying to do to raise money for Sheila. So that's great of you guys and gals to contribute too.
It's our way of paying it back. They support the event, and it's time to pay it back.
Right. Wonderful. Is there an address or anything, do you know, or just get a hold of Chris Paul or Mitch Kufa?
Get a hold of Chris or Mitch at either Warwater Brewery or Murphy's, and they would be more than happy to help folks find a place to support the whole activity to help Sheila and give Sheila a hand there.
Glad you brought that up. Best to you. Stay safe and talk to you soon.
All right, Paul, take care.
There you go. That's about it for this edition of the Focus program. Thanks very much for tuning in. Till next time, I'm Paul Dingeman. See you soon.
Thanks for watching Focus with Paul Dingeman. Focus is produced at the CTV Community Television Studios in St. Clair. For over 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter to our community.